Well, okay, so let's start this introductory session or questions and answers session to the Erasmus Mundus study program, Service Design Strategies and Innovations. Hello to everyone who is watching us right now. And we only have 45 minutes, so let's try to be short and precise, and we will try to respond to all the questions that we receive. Maybe let's start with a short introduction, maybe less about the study program itself this time, because obviously if you are here, then you already know something about SDSI, but the persons who are we here today on the screen. My name is Ilse Supe. I represent the Art Academy of Latvia, who is the leading partner of the SDSI consortium. And I was also the lead person behind SDSI development already several years ago, and I continue in the capacity of overall administration of the consortium and the study program. And a warm welcome to our colleagues. We have Christina, also from the Art Academy of Latvia.
Yes, hi everyone. I'm the coordinator of this program here in Latvia, and I will be the first one who will welcome you here. Can't wait to see you all.
And Christina is also the person who you reach if you send emails to info@sdsi.ma, and she also replies your questions on Facebook and Instagram and LinkedIn. So Christina is here, and welcome our colleagues from the University of Lapland.
Hello everyone. We are here two persons. My name is Virpi Nurmela and my colleague is Marja Ylioinas. I work with the internationalization issues and with the mobility issues in international office in student services. And Marja?
Yes, I work at the Faculty of Art and Design.
Yeah, well, welcome to everyone also on our behalf.
Thank you. And Tanel, hello from your side as well.
Yes, hello. My name is Tanel. I'm head of the Interaction Design Masters program here in the Estonian Academy of Arts, and also teaching and helping to develop the SDSI Masters program.
Okay, so today we will mainly focus on responding your questions. Christina, do we have any incoming questions already?
Yes, just a second. I will name you the first one. The first one is about the admission. How should we do the admission? Well, I can maybe tell you shortly that the admission assignment, well, the first you have to pick a research based on the well-being service, then describe this problem, find a challenge, create an essay, and then find a solution, or at least a proposal to the solution, create a short video, and that's it. So we need a proposal for the solving problem, how to solve the problem. It is very important also to include the video, as many of you have done a great work, but has forgotten the video. So please, you can still update your application. Please add the videos.
And maybe I can also add why this is so important, because currently we have around 700 candidates who have registered their accounts for admission to SDSI. And in order to get through the first round of admissions, meaning the home assignment and your proposal to the problem, we have to only 100 applicants will be selected for the round 2 for the interview. So it is really important that you include the video and presentation of your home assignment. Good. Do we have a next question?
Just a second, I will just name them. Okay, maybe you can tell also something about the scholarships, how we do select the scholarship holders, and how many go to the European Union and how many outside the European Union.
If somebody, Tanel or Virpi, wants to respond, I can give the floor to you, or I can also. Okay, yeah, so the idea is that we have certain number of scholarships allocated geographically, and 15 scholarships annually will be allocated to students from European Union and EEA countries, and about 5 to 6 scholarships annually to students from the rest of the world.
Okay.
Go on.
Okay, so maybe the next question is also about is there any privileges for those who send their applications first?
I guess we know the response. No, there is no such privileges as who is the first. Remember that the deadline is February 28th. There is still time. It is almost 3 weeks until submission of your application. So take your time, think about the challenge, the homework, and submit your applications on time. Okay, we had some earlier question about living costs in Latvia, Finland, and Estonia. How should students think about this? So I can comment about the situation in Latvia, and then I will ask my colleagues to explain more about Finland and Estonia. So in Latvia, SDSI campus is located in the town of Kuldīga. It is outside the capital of Riga, and also living costs therefore is a bit lower than in the capital. And accommodation might cost somewhere between 150 euros per month up to, basically there's no limit, but I would say that 200 or 300 or 400 euros per month per apartment is doable. And living costs, again, it is up to your preferences, how often you want to go to restaurants or you prefer to cook at home. But I would say that 600-700 euros per month could be doable when living in Kuldīga. Virpi, Maria, could you comment about the situation in Finland?
Sure. We have actually quite reasonable prices if you arrive here as a student. We have Domus Arctica Foundation, which organizes housing for students, and the rents are really reasonable. So if you share a room, you can even have it with under 200 euros a month. But if you aim to have your own private studio, it could be 500 euros a month. If you go to the free market, it will be more expensive. We have a good selection of the apartments on private market because we are a touristic destination. Then we have also a very good situation regarding lunches and dinners. We have a good restaurant at the university, actually 3 of them. One is owned by a student union and 2 are operating at the campus area. And the students get a full meal with less than 3 euros a meal. It includes salad, bread, drink, and a warm meal. And there are usually 3 to 4 different choices. And they were selected in a big survey, the best restaurants in the world. So in that respect, it's good. But in general, Finland is not the cheapest country to live. So this living and food at the university makes it quite reasonable priced. But I would say it's about the same that Ilse mentioned. So 600-700 is a sum that you can easily get by, even with a little bit less if you are having a very low budget. But 600-700 and you're well off here. Thank you.
Thank you. And Tanel, what about Estonia and Tallinn?
Yeah, well, Tallinn is the capital of Estonia, so it might be a bit pricier to live here than in Kuldīga, but a bit cheaper than in Finland. Sleeping arrangements wise, there is a student dormitory available for the Estonian Academy of Arts students and SDSI students, and there a place in a double room would cost you like 100 euros per month, and if you want your own suite, then like 300-400 euros. And also It's a very touristic destination, so lots of options available to rent your own small apartment somewhere nearby for like 300-400 euros per month. Food-wise, also a nice cafeteria on campus, and also Estonian Academy of Arts is located in this very kind of hipster and upcoming area, quite in the city center. So there are lots of places to eat and drink around the school.
Okay, thank you, Sanel. And let's move on. And I think the next question will also be one addressed to you. Does the SDSI program focus more on the design and experimentation aspects of UX, or are there also research classes? Why would you say is the spread of classes between research and more hands-on creating projects? What would you say is the spread of classes between research and hands-on projects?
I guess we can both answer it from our standpoint, but in a way, like in the design process, research is always part of the design process. So in a way, you can't do a course without, or you can't do a design project really without some research in there. So in a way, I would say they go hand in hand. It is hands-on and it is research-based. But if you mean kind of research in the academic sense of kind of academic experiments and writing papers, then I would say that this is rather like a smaller part of the studies, at least here in ECA.
Mm-hmm. And I could add that social research and social forecasting are also included as study course units in the SDSI curriculum already in the year 1 as the very basis of designing, like Daniel said. And also I might add, and maybe Virpi or Maria can comment more, that during the master thesis project on your 4th semester, you can select among the research-based thesis or project-based thesis. And Maria and Virpi, can you maybe comment about this a little?
Yes, and it is also possible to have some academic research courses as elective courses. So there is a wide range of courses that you can choose from.
And I would say in general, in our university, we are part of the bigger university, a faculty there. So we do have a university type of approach to the studies, so that the students are also expected to have researcher skills, so that you know how to search for relevant material, how do you evaluate the material to be reliable, and then also there has to be interaction with the research material and your process, so that it's not only hands-on working, but if you're doing hands-on working, you have to have there a sound academic basis. And that has to be reflected. And I would say that if you're aiming to work as a service designer, those skills will be really relevant in future, because you know, when you take over a new project and you start working, you need to have this kind of skills also.
Yes, and this is something that you will learn on the 2nd year when you are here in the University of Lapland and also in Estonia.
Yes, indeed. So as you see, obviously the advantage of an international consortium and different universities is that each have their own, you know, emphasis, or you can actually enjoy the whole and different approaches. If at the Art Academy of Latvia, and also, if I'm not wrong, Tanel, in Estonia, we focus more on a hands-on approach, and we aim at actually bringing a real-life service challenge and industry partner already in the study courses, starting with the year 1 and the service design basics course. Then later in your study path, you will be able to select what is your aim and what you want to achieve with this education. So you can choose either more academic or more practical approach. Okay, let's move on. Christina, do we have another question?
Yes, talking about the studies themselves. In the course of presentation, we'll be working with certain softwares or just presentation techniques?
I guess I can respond this because the presentation techniques course is under the responsibility of the Art Academy of Latvia. Yes, indeed, this is more about presentation techniques, how we speak, how we prepare the slides, the visual material that goes along with our speech, how we define the message, and how we better reach our audiences. And we have this one specific course which is titled Presentation Techniques, but there are also some other courses that will help you with this. Leadership course, for instance, and storytelling and visual communication. So all those separate courses together will help you become a better presenter and speaker.
Okay, thank you. And also, if the student hasn't received the diploma yet, but they have finished the coursework and also have the transcript, can they still apply for the program?
Yes, it is possible. If you are on your last year of bachelor's right now and you will complete your studies and obtain your degree, obviously in June. And if you can submit your diploma to us by, is it August, Christina? When we...
For European Union, it was August, and for non-European, it was July, I guess.
Okay.
Or June.
Yes, because the situation here is that the ministries of education in our countries, in Latvia, Finland, and Estonia, need to do the diploma recognition check. And for that purpose, we need to submit diplomas for recognition. And so July for non-European students and August for European students. If you can deliver your diploma to us by then you can apply for SDSI.
Maybe I can continue that. We have also updated this information in our website, sdsi.masters, and you can find it under the admission and then click on the additional information. There will be all the information what to do when you're the final year student. Okay, so maybe we can continue also a bit about how it is living in each of the countries. So, for example, is it possible to work during the studies?
I've been speaking quite a lot. Maybe our colleagues would like to comment.
Well, I can start from Lapland, as we are a touristic destination. So we have these safaris that are organized in Lapland, especially in winter time. There are a lot of options for the students to work in the tourism industry, especially, but also otherwise. Finland is in the stage that there is not enough workforce. So it should be quite, if not easy, but there should be work around. Which is possible.
Yes, and it is quite important to study Finnish. And that's also a possibility here at our university. If you're interested in learning Finnish, so there are courses that you can take.
Yeah, but tourism industry is totally in English, and also the restaurants, so that all functions in English. So that's enough to work there.
Yep, and I can say likewise in Tallinn, and I think also the study calendar schedule is set so that you would actually be able to work as you are studying. So not full-time, of course, but part-time studying is totally doable.
Yes, indeed. I think the lecture days are Thursday to Friday, or mostly during the 2 years. Let's see how the calendar of the elective courses that you will be offered more on your second year of studies in Finland and Estonia. Let's see how that will sort out. But I think it is doable. But just please keep in mind that SDSI is a full-time on-site study program. So yes, just keep this in mind.
Thank you. And maybe to continue this, maybe you can also tell what could be the average living costs in each of the countries. So the students usually want to know how much do they need for living there? What are the costs? And where will they also live during the studies.
Okay, so I think that we already responded this question a little bit earlier in this session, and we will also post this video for reviewing again. Just come back a little bit later to Facebook site and find this video. Short response is that 600-700 per month is doable.
Okay, and maybe then could you maybe briefly explain what the key points of the program are within the term service design? What is the most focused on?
Again, Tanel, I will ask you to step in here. Maybe you can help with the focus on service design angle.
Could you please repeat the question? It was so fast that I missed it.
Sorry. Just a second. Could you maybe briefly explain what the key points of this program are within the term service design? What is the most focused on?
Where do I start? In terms of service design, well, the aim is to grow you into a fully self-sufficient service design professional, meaning that you will get all the basic skills and know-how, not just basic, but advanced skills and know-how of design tools, design thinking, and not just design, but also business side, as it is very important for service designers, and all the presentation, technical skills. So basically, after graduation, you will be like a service design professional in its truest sense, in a way that you have all the necessary thinking, mindset, skills to work as a service designer.
Yes, and maybe I can also add that when we designed the study program, we actually we took the service design ecosystem chart of the global service design network as the basis for creating the curriculum and selecting the study courses, and therefore it is designed on the 4 basic knowledge domains of service design, which is designing itself, social research, business, and technology. And we added leadership in order to help the graduates become the leaders of large-scale service design projects, so that you could actually, you could have all those tools of service design, including, we had a question earlier about presentation techniques, and then I commented about visual language and social forecasting and technology and etc. So you will have a multitude of tools, and you will also have this knowledge of how to put it all together and to take the leader's role in order to implement service design projects in any service organization from any industry. And yes, shortly, that's the aim and the angle of SDSI. All right, let's see if we have okay, we have another question, and it's rather long. I will try to read, and please, Daniel and Virpi, think if you can respond this. So, I am a bit confused about assignment on well-being services. So obviously the idea here is about the entry assignment. Whether some academic research proposal is required or some problem and its solution is needed. As in case of research proposal, the third part of assignment won't be doable because result of research won't be known. However, in case of a general problem, a probable solution can be delivered. Please guide, and thanks in advance. I don't know, Tanel, can you maybe try and comment something about the admission assignment, what we expect and what's the idea of the research and analysis and solution?
Well, of course, in a way, if you do any kind of a design project, especially in the service design, then if you want to kind of measure the impact this project has, you would probably have to wait for a few years and then go and measure the impact and the results. So in a way, while you are doing those exercises, then like the kind of evaluation committee for the applicants, we are totally aware of the time limits you have and all the kind of limitations you have. And also regarding the fact that you are just applying for the program to study service design. So I think we don't really want to give you any answers what's the best way or the correct way to do this exercise, because the way how you approach it also tells us a lot about you, yourself, your thinking, your creativity, and all that. So in a way, I can't really, or we don't really want to kind of give you any more instructions regarding the home assignment, because that would, be unfair to the other ones who are not watching this video. So just solve it to your best knowledge, to your best know-how, how you understand it, and whatever you do, there is no wrong or right or wrong here. You just see how you solve it, and we are very aware that it's a huge challenge to solve in such a short time. So whatever you manage in such short time is the best you can do at this very moment.
Maybe I should also comment, we know that you come from different cultural backgrounds, and it might be that you're aiming to have this right answer, like Tanel said, that there is no right answer. It basically tells for the committee about your creativity and your way to approach issues, etc. So just be yourselves and do it the best you can in your own personal way that you would do it anyhow. So that's maybe the suggestion.
Thank you both. Yes, indeed. I totally agree. Christine, do we have next question?
Yes, I think we have skipped one. I have graduated from a Polish university in 2019, and I am a citizen of Georgia, still not in the European Union. I will be considered as an European Union applicant or outside the European Union, as in some programs I'm considered as a European.
Oh, that's a tricky one. I guess whichever citizenship you decide you present to us, or the passport that you submit to us, we will treat you according to that citizenship. Or I don't know, Virpi, maybe you have some other experience or opinion. No, don't know. I think that's, yeah.
I think, since we have those categories, European, non-European, etc. So whatever your nationality is at the time of applying, that will be then considered your nationality.
Mm-hmm. Well, I can only add that I already said in the beginning that we have annually around 15 scholarships for EU students and around 5-6 for non-EU, and that's our limit, and that's our approach, how we will evaluate and select the candidates. That's the grid, and that's it here.
Okay, and also an applicant is asking, is there enough time to explore the rest of the Europe?
I bet there is, because there are also breaks during the 2-year master's program. So during the holidays, I think we all institutions have our academic calendars with holidays, like Easter holiday, Christmas holiday, summer holiday. So surely there would be time enough to also explore Europe.
Yeah, and I can say that just as we are talking here, my students are sitting in the next classroom and they are planning their trip to Portugal. So yeah, there is time.
Good.
Okay, great. And also an applicant is asking about the admission assignment, as there's some differences. We will check them out, but you must create the admission assignment about the well-being cells. That will be the right one.
Yes, and well-being is a rather broad topic, so you have freedom to select whatever is more interesting to you. Again, there is no right or wrong answer. Okay, so we continue with the rest of the questions. Is there any additional application for the scholarship? The response is no, there is not. You simply apply, all of you, and then the best students will be annually allocated a scholarship. So no separate application for scholarships is needed. Is it possible for a foreign student to continue their career in Finland, Estonia, Latvia? Okay, Virpi and Tanel, could you comment about this?
Yes, very much so. It's even preferred that way, I might say. Lots of need of service designers or designers of any kind here in Estonia, at least. So I think there will be quite many opportunities.
I would say it's the same in Finland. In general, there will be shortage of the workforce on a broad level. And I think the residence permits are going to be such that the students after graduation may stay for 1 or 2 years more to search for a job and get established in this area.
Maybe I could say again that you have more opportunities if you learn some Finnish.
Of course, always an advantage if you speak the language.
And I can also add that we also offer internships after you graduate from SDSI. We can bring you together with international service design companies, and you can also apply for Erasmus grant for internships. So it is also a way to get closer with the industry. Good. Christine, how does it look on your side?
Yes, well, there's a question. Could you give some tips for the interviews as the application process is getting closer and closer to the end? Maybe the students are getting more nervous. So any tips would be great.
Be yourself.
Tanel.
Exactly. And if you're nervous, then you're nervous. That's it. You know, we are also nervous meeting all of you.
Yeah.
So, yeah, the interview is just about kind of learning who you are as a human being, as a person. And again, it's just a friendly conversation, really.
Exactly, yes. Good. Christine, do we have next question on?
Yes, could you give some tips on government-related service design cases?
Some tips on government-related service design cases. Some examples? Maybe it was intended as an example.
I don't know if this will do, but at least one of our service designers who did the PhD was hired to the Finnish national agency, which is responsible for all the support services like study grants and unemployment grants and support, housing support, etc., to develop the services, how the government delivers the support for the inhabitants in these cases.
Yep, and the government sector is actually one of the biggest hirers, I guess. Is it the word? For service designers. So again, one of my students currently is working for the local municipality or Tallinn City Strategy Center, and she is helping them on several projects. For example, how should the city organize reuse centers where people take their stuff they don't need anymore. So like lots of very kind of hands-on and very, how to say, very practical things that people are working on.
And in Latvia, currently, the SDSI Year 1 students are working on a project in collaboration, also partly with local municipality on challenges of for the senior generation of how to fulfill their lives after a certain age and how to occupy themselves. And This is also very hands-on, and I hope that there will be realistic outcomes that will actually be later implemented.
Okay, so maybe I can ask you something more about the deadlines. When will we hear back after the deadline for interviews, and when will the final results will be announced?
I think, Christine, this is the question to you. You know better the calendar now.
So the application process will be closed on 28th of February, and from 13 to 24 of March, we will hold all the interviews. And on the end of the March, you might know if you are selected for the program. And then in April, we already sign all the documents, and we will welcome you here on September 11. So the next question maybe.
And we only have, I'm sorry for interrupting you. We only have like 3-4 minutes. So some final conclusion questions. Yes, go on, please.
So this will be the final question. Does the program include the local language models?
Oh, yes. Yes, indeed they do. All the 3 languages, Latvian, Estonian, and Finnish, will be offered to you in different capacities. Some will be as electives, some might be taken as summer schools and summer courses. So yes, you will have the opportunity to learn local languages.
Great, thank you. Okay, and I think maybe that's it. Maybe each of you can say just a short conclusion about all this.
Yeah, so thank you for being with us. And as promised, we will put this video for later viewing. It will be available on our social media on Facebook and LinkedIn. And keep in mind that our info@sdsi.ma email is always working. And I think I can truly say that if not instantly, then within 24 hours, emails are always responded. And also Messenger and Facebook is live, and Instagram and comments. So we are trying to be as responsible and responsive as possible. Yes, February 28 is coming. This is the first year of SDSI program being run as an Erasmus Mundus program. We have a huge interest, but still I would suggest that if you have intentions to apply, then use this admission year, because the further it will go, the stronger the competition will become, and don't delay your application. Thank you, and Tanel and Virpi and Maria.
Okay, so thank you all for joining our session, and hopefully we will see you here in Rovaniemi in the future.
And then I would like to remind you that when you're filing in your application, just double check that you have done everything that has been asked, so that it will be complete application. And it was nice to have you all here. Go for it.
Yep, and for me, I'm just really looking forward to meeting all of you during the interviews already. So good luck.